konuşayım. Tamam. Size iyi bir haberim var. Zamanlamayı yazarken ben bir kaydırma yapmışım. Yani Nikla'ya daha erken gideceğiz. Diyorum ki o arayı nasıl kapattık acaba filan. Şimdi Arda ile keşfettik. Çok güzel 30 dakikalık bir hata yapmışım. Şahane. Onu cebe koymak için büyük ihtimal yaptım. Şimdi Slow Wine Koalisyonu direktörü Maddalena'yı çağıracağım. Biz 2 ay önce, birkaç ay önce oradaydık. Gözlemle beraber gittik. İlk defa bir şarap festivali yapıyorlardı. Ve küçük üreticiler geliyordu ve organik bağcılık yapanlar oradaydı. Çalıştırdıkları, birlikte çalıştıkları insanların değerinin daha önemli olduğu ekipler gelmişti, kooperatifler vardı, şahaneydi. Ve ben Maddalena'dan buraya gelip anlatmasını istedim. Yani çünkü seneye ya da bir sene sonra neyse orada bir Türkiye'den üreticilerin de olması gerektiğini ama bunun kendisinin anlatmasının iyi olacağını düşündüm. Maddalena, welcome.
Okay, I'll start. So thank you, Sabia, first, and everybody for inviting me here. And I'm going to talk about the Slow Wine Coalition, that is our group and community that we are keeping in as Slow Food. Slow Food is like a no-profit organization that was settled in 86 in Italy, and we started together to encourage the biodiversity and promote the free access to food for everybody. And the food in our idea should be good, clean, and fair. What does it mean? Like, good means that should be enjoyable by everybody. We should taste it, we should be glad for that, and we should be happy while we are eating it. And then clean. Clean because we think should be free from pesticides and preservatives. So everything that comes from chemical synthesizers. And then we said fair food. That means all the people involved in the project, in the work, producing food and wine in this case, should be treated as people, as human, and so we need to value their work and do it together. And we are community in slow food, and we are talking about wine. We are the slow wine community, and we start in Italy like 15 years ago, and we start with a guide. A guide with wines that were slow, so they were like good, clean, and fair. And so the last year, the winery of Mattea, Grafner, they were awarded in the guide. We are still keeping it. And from that, there was like a growing community about producer, and we start from that. We start with people that were producing wine, and then. We face some changes, like we thought would be nice to be together, not only with producer, but also with the other people involved in the wine chain. And so I'll start with this, because I really like this, that Paul Baran was an engineer that after the Second World War, was in charge of research and development of the phone networking. And so we were in the Second World War. It was after the Second World War, there was the Cold War, and we were thinking about what happened if a part of the network is destroyed. We are gonna lose everything. So we had a centralized network, and was not working. And then we had few points where there was network all around, because if not, we have only nodes. We are nodes, they are not linked, so there's no network. And then there's this they found out after this nobody took care of that. So after years, at the end, they told him, you were true. This is the way we can build the telephone network, we can build internet, comes from here. And so everybody should be connected with other people, a lot of people around. And if we do like that, we build a more resilient, or I don't like that much the word, but still, we can face things together. And so right now, our network is trying to be, as it's written here, like we are doing an international work with not only in Italy, but with a lot of people all around the world. And we are building inclusive, because we are building community all around. Like there's some community in Italy, there's some community in Chile and South Africa. And it's not only with producer, but also with people involved in the network, because the idea is, as Levan was saying before, like the triangle. There's the professionals in the wine sector, there's the people consuming wine, and there's people producing wine. And professional are also like chefs, are people, sommeliers and distributors, and you are all professional, I think. And people that love wine. And so only together we can try to change the system. And we're doing it as like building local network, trying to change something globally. I mean, we aim that in the end. And so the base of all the project is this manifesto that we thought about having like a living being. So we collaborative building it with some specialists and technicians, some producer that took their time to build this together. So it's like 10 points. If you want to, there's the QR code, you can read it and you can sign it if you want. And it's about, one of the things is there's some technical points about production, wine production, but also like to have no pesticides and no herbicides in the vineyards. But then there's some other points in the wine production in the winery, and then we took a lot of pieces from talking about the landscape, and because as many of you that you were talking today were saying, like there's people that are in the countryside and in the mountains, and they need to be to stay in the land and to protect the territory and to have an impact on that. And so wine people producing wine are kind of that. So we are there to also be there in the land, and the idea is to put together the people around the wine producer and to develop the network. There's also a part about social working and ethical approach to work in the vineyards. And what we are doing, like the aim, the goal are about education. Education, like there's a lot of debate in the network. We meet every month, only online, and then we meet by person. This year was in Bologna, also the next year. We are doing this fair, and we meet together. There, it's like also commercial, because we're trying to put together all the persons that are involved in the good, clean, and fair distribution and production. And so there's also the commercial part, but also a part of content and debate. And then there's the advocacy I'm going to talk to you about later, what happened, for example, in Macedonia together with the network. And then biodiversity. The aim is to try to help with the people and with the techniques that are involved in some part of the world, trying to take care of it and promoting it. And also the biological one that you were talking about before. And one, for example, over there, there's Carolina, and she's from a community in Chile, and she's doing wine, like she's really fond of agroecology. She's a superhero, and she's promoting the wine as a way of facing the mainstream production and of food in Chile. So for her, like doing wine in her way, in a natural way, and also involving all the community around is like an act of fight. And she's doing her wine with the cow leather. So it's an old technician that was doing there in Chile, in her valley, but also all around in other places in South America. And it means that they use leather to ferment, to the first process of fermentation of the wine. And she's doing wine with all the people of the community of this little valley called Marga Marga. And there's also people that are not producing wine, but just come and help her in the process, for example. Or then I talk about advocacy, because we kept with the Macedonian community. There were Nikolce, it's the guy over here, and it was some of the wineries were like trying to, they were facing some problems, the little wineries, in production and to selling the wines. So a lot of bureaucracy was the same from the little production, like the biggest one. And so with Nikolce, we try to put this question and motion to the government and agricultural one, and we asked to lower down some protocol about the production for the little wineries, and we did it together. And so right now it's I think it is in process, but still we are the okay, and we are keeping on it. And for example, here there's this guy called Dino, and they have a really some autochthonous grapes from Croatia in Istria. And we are trying to preserve some technician, as I told you, and there was and also some autochthonous variety. And we did this presidium and to help other producer and put them together and promoting the product. And then there's tons of story, but this I love the most. This one, there was a producer from Italy, and she's one of the most known Italian producer in natural wine production, and they, the people that were coming from Latin America, and Carolina, the producer, we went all together to her production, and there was this amazing moment on exchange about spontaneous fermentation, and it was so amazing to see how the power of a community can change actually something. And so for me, it was the best moment. Like I say, okay, we are trying to do the good job. And but there's the story, and still the idea is to be together and share the information. And it's not only about production, but it's also about people involved in the process, whatever, and to be together and to do something. And so we are just trying to put the people together, and the people are doing the job, sure. And so I'm really happy to be here, and we're just wanna tell you that we're gonna meet the next year also in Bologna, and we're going to do this fair. And somebody said here before that self-criticism should be like the weapon to analyze ourselves and question ourselves. So the idea is to be together and to question ourselves and to discuss think about wine. And so I'm gonna be together with you drinking wine later. So if you wanna just talk, I'm gonna be here. And thank you for having me here.